Good to be with you.
The Germans are a patient people. They have a chancellor who has invited in 1 million refugees, improperly vetted, if vetted at all, and Europe itself is only now beginning to respond. This has to change, as Donald Trump said today. What is the likelihood that it will change, that Germany and the EU will change?
Well, it's not going to change much, although there is some definite room for improvement given how many times they missed this guy. It's not going to change much if you just keep trying to stop them as they come at you. It's sort of like I've compared in the past to having a hockey team with everybody's a great player, but you have everybody playing goalie. And so you're not going against the opponents out in the field. You're essentially taking hits and trying to avoid getting knocked out at the very last second, and it's not going to work. They have to go after the institutions like ISIS, somewhat the way Giuliani and his colleagues went after potential terrorists after 9/11 in New York. They were very aggressive, and it got unpopular after a while, and some things were changed. But he was on the right tack, I think, and the Germans are going to have to undertake some very vigorous investigations and reinforcing and out in the field and out amongst the population from that part of the world.
The threat is magnified when we realize how many of these Tunisians, Syrians, and so forth have gone back to carry out jihad and then return to the European Union, and specifically now in terms of Germany, we're talking about as many as 20,000 fighters, terrorists, returning from Syria, from Tunisia, from various countries, and there is no way in the world German authorities have sufficient internal counterterrorism agents to deal with all of that.
If you're only playing goalie, even if you got a dozen doing it, someday somebody's going to get something through on you.
And the lessons for this country are what? Because we've been watching this go on now. The number of domestic cases since 2009, Fort Hood, have been rising. We have not had particular success, no matter the claim on the part of this administration, against the Islamic State. It remains an animated and resource threat to this country. And the American people are getting, and I would think all of Europe is getting, a bit tired of strategies and no results.
I think that's absolutely right, and they are not going to change things much by what they're doing. They've got to take the fight to the enemy. They've got to infiltrate these organizations and groups. They've got to play tough, and they have to respect their laws with respect to privacy, and we have to respect our Fourth and First Amendments. But even within those frameworks, one can still do a lot more than either the Europeans or we are doing.